This is the ARTvocates podcast, brought to you by Streets Projects Foundation, Enugu Youth Entrepreneurship Network, supported by Voice Global.
This is the ARTvocates podcast.
Hello, beautiful people. I hope you are doing well, because I am doing well. My name is Grace Oliver, aka ASEAN, and you are welcome to the ARTvocates podcast session. The ARTvocates program is all about young creative youths coming together to use their arts to effect change in the society. It's all about an articulate rant for a new Nigeria. I am not alone in the studio today. I have with me my fellow advocates, and they are
Daniel Baku,
Zipporah Osadinizu,
Demas JC.
Okay, so we'll be talking about the educational system in Nigeria. Education is said to be the bedrock of development in a nation. Therefore, it is important to have an effective and well-structured system. Research shows that Nigeria fall below standard according to the United Nations and Scientific and Education Organization recommendation. What do you think are the factors responsible for the low standard of education in the Nigerian system?
Thank you for an opportunity like this. I want to point to problems out that is presently wrong with our educational system. First, I want to look at it from the angle of poor infrastructure in our educational system, and we are having obsolete educational curriculum. First, poor infrastructure. It simply means that either there is this infrastructures in the school, or maybe they are not in existence. Maybe they are just paperwork. And today in our educational system, you will discover that classrooms are underpowered, or there are no even classrooms in our educational institutions. And you are having students of thousands, and then you have very low number of classrooms. And then when you talk about our curriculum are very, very old. Maybe taking our curriculum from the 80s, 70s to our present day, I think it is very weird for we to continue using a system of the 60s and 70s of our today's educational standard.
Okay, Dimas, speaking about poor infrastructures, Daniel, what do you have to say about this?
First of all, I would say I quite agree with what Dimas says. And another thing I would say that supports what he has said earlier is poor funding. And I believe that when there are no funds available, certain infrastructures will not be put in place. And one of the problems you have is that in our country, Nigeria, poor funds are being allocated to institutions. Now, in 2019, the total expenditure on education in Nigeria amounted to 7.12% of the total federal budget out of 100%, which is very low compared to other leading countries. Now, fast forward to this present year, 2021, our budget on education is 5.6% out of 100%. Oh. And this is the lowest that's been in 10 years. Oh. So now tell me, if there are not enough funds, how will those infrastructures be put in place? You see, we battle with the cases of unequipped facilities. We have laboratories that are not well equipped. We lack a lot of facilities, and we have people who graduate from schools, but yet they are not actually skilled because they've been taught theories and no practicals. Uh-huh.
I quite agree with you, Daniel, on the poor funding. Speaking about the obsolete educational curriculum, what do you think about this, Zipporah?
Okay, so I would like to give an example. I am an undergraduate studying computer science in one of Abuja's university. And when I say they are teaching us history, they are teaching us old programming languages like C++, Fortran, when they are supposed to be teaching us new ones like HTML, CSS. I don't really want to go into detail, but because of they are teaching us these old programming languages, we have to go outside or like go online to study these new ones instead of being taught in the universities.
I think another thing to note from what you say is that a lot of young Nigerians graduate but are still unemployed. And why? It's because majority of them cannot meet up with the employment standards. We have a lot of graduates graduate and say, hey, I'm an engineer, I'm this. But an engineer that cannot even repair a bicycle, even repair his own phone. Do you understand? They just teach you theories, give you some outdated handouts, and you never even do practical. Okay, I remember in my days when we used to be in school and we have this computer lab. We just go there and peep in the window and we see all the computers and this thing, but we have never gone inside to actually even touch it or operate it. And we are paying for those things. Definitely. So you understand, it's really troublesome, and it's really a bothersome issue.
Yeah, no, this makes me just think, like, research shows that the jobs to be done in the next 20-25 years from now are not in existence, which makes me worried. Like, what is Nigeria doing towards automation, technology, and innovation? Like, since the onset of the 4.0 industrial revolution, we've not really had any changes implemented in our curriculum. We are still using the same one of the 1960s, which really it's bothersome. So this leads me on to the next question here. What other factors do you think really concerning the infrastructures? I know popularly we have issues with our admission intake into tertiary institutions. What do you know about this, Daniel?
Well, I would say, I talked about poor funding. But another thing is the corrupt practices we have in our institutions. Because first, we have low funds actually coming. But then this fund comes and they don't even use them to do the things that they actually said they were supposed to do. Okay, where are these funds going to? You say you want to build classes, you want to do this. But when the funds are made available, we don't see those things in place. So it's one thing. The funds are actually low. But even when they are given to those people who have been set there to oversee those projects, those people actually fail to see those projects through.
Mm-hmm. You know, also, which the one body I would like to question in Nigeria is JAMB, the Joint Admission Matriculation Board. I really want to ask them some questions. You know, research shows that between the year 2010 to 2015, out of 10 million applicants, only 2.6 got admitted into the tertiary institution. What happens to the remaining percentage?
It's annoying at the same time. I think JAMB as a body or as a government institution, I think JAMB is not really helping matters in our educational system of today. Because if you know you have space for just 2-something million Nigerian students, then why are you opening space for over 10 million? That suggests that JAMB is a making money industry or organization for the government. And it's not supposed to be, because today JAMB has prevented many students from getting into institutions because of the various bottlenecks. And that leads me to go to that length of saying our institution or our educational institution, there are so much bottlenecks that are hanging over us. Why should you write WAEC, write NECO, write SNAPTEP, write? It's just too much for us. And then after passing this JAMB, you go to write UTME. And then, so what is the use?
That still doesn't guarantee.
It doesn't really guarantee you. Yes.
It's a very big factor. It just simply means there are people or persons defrauding we, the citizens. And then they were at a point trying to make it like a technological, they want to work with technology. And they brought out a code that they will generate your PIN for you. And I can tell you my own brother spent over 3,000 naira for just 50 naira deduction. No code was sent to him. So are we now saying that JAMB has done good to our educational system or has caused more damage to our educational system? It's an annoying situation we are into in this country.
I agree with you. Daniel, what do you have to say?
Well, to add to what Dima said, I think when you think about how much or how stressful the process is in our educational system, it makes you wonder. My friend told me the other day, it was like you struggle to go to school, you gather all this money, you spend a lot of money, then you eventually graduate and you start looking for money.
Definitely.
So where is the logic?
It's a very worrisome.
Which means you just spend 5 years or 7 years wasting your time because you are not going to even use that certificate. So,
even speaking about this admission problem, I'll tell you about myself. I spent 7 years in fact, 8 years at home looking for admission into the tertiary institution. And so it is for other young Nigerians who don't have the opportunity to go to school. And this is also part of the factors responsible for the rate of uneducated youth in this country. We've analyzed these issues, the causes and everything. So for now, I think let's go on a short break. And when we are back, we're going to talk about the possible solutions to the problems affecting our educational system.
See the money go come. Me, I they come. I get the patience, I go wait my turn. No, they rush me, see my food go down. All my friends, they ball. Be like a doll. I get the patience, I go wait my turn. No, they rush me, all that bad energy, take it far away from me. Take it far away. Fraudulent crimes, take it far away from me. I'd find another way. Bad energy, take it far away from me. Take it far away. Fraudulent crimes, take it far away from me. I'd find another way. All my guys, them they ball, them money long, double the order, you know they stop. Now you go tired, it's not on a budget, oh I wish. Living la vida loca, check out the total. Me I the scream cast, me I still local. Them show me the network, them show me the way, oh I wish. Waiting work for A, you know work for B. Open your eyes clear, you go see. Say the matter no be today, it don't take. If anybody will put me for wahala, telling me say you're my G. You work for A, you know work for B. Open your eyes clear, you go see. Say the matter no be today, it don't take. If anybody will telling me say you're my G. Money go come. Me I they come. I get the patience, I go wait my turn. No, they rush me, see my food go down. All my friends, they ball. Be like a doll. I get the patience, I go wait my turn. No, they rush me, all that bad energy, take it far away from me. Take it far away. Fraudulent crimes, take it far away from me. I'll find another way. Bad energy, take it far away from me. Take it far away. Fraudulent crimes, take it far away from me. I'll find another way. Bad energy, take it far away from me. Take it far away. Fraudulent crimes, take it far away from me. I'll find another way. Bad energy, take it far away from me. Take it far away. Fraudulent crimes, take it far away from me. I'd find another way. Take it far away from me. Take it far away. Fraudulent crimes, take it far away from me. I'd find another way. Far away from me. Far away. Take it far away from me. Take it far away. All my guys, them they ball. Be like I doll. I go wait my turn. No, they rush me. All that bad energy, take it far away from me. Far away. Take it far away from me. I'd find an honest way.
You are listening to the ARTvocates podcast.
Okay, you're welcome back from the music break. And we are back here to identify possible solutions to the problems in our educational system. What solutions do you think will tackle these issues? Daniel?
Well, for me, I would say the prominent solution I would bring to the table is entrepreneurship education. And when I say that, what I mean by that is building life skills. And these skills include creativity, innovation, critical thinking, reasonable risk-taking. These skills teach students to think outside the box and become job creators rather than job seekers. In our society, we have a lot of talented youths a lot of creative people, innovators.
Yeah.
But because we lack this aspect of education, a lot of these things go to waste. Everybody wants to go through that formal way. Nobody wants to look at the creative artists.
We are all about getting the certificates.
Or the athletes. There are many other ways. You understand? If we even think about it, what helps our economy grow or thrive in our society now is entrepreneurship. Those small businesses that we have in our various societies. That's what's keeping us going, because the system has already failed us.
I agree with you, Daniel. I agree with you. Mr. Dimas, what do you have to say in addition to this?
Now, for me, I see our educational system as a system that we base more on paper work than using our skills.
Wow.
Because even today, you approach offices. Let me go use the government offices. When you approach them, first what they look for is, are you a first class, second class, upper? And you discover that first class, second class, today our level of existence now is not all about the certificate. We are all about your level of critical thinking. How much can you think? What can you bring to the table?
Yes.
This is why you see private establishments continue to move more of being prosperous, because they think they have people who think, people who bring solution to whatever it's there. Imagine today you go to government offices, you still see typewriters. For what? Why should you still be using typewriters? And because people you are having to work are computer illiterates, because they can't use our computers. So the way they were trained in the 80s, 70s with typewriters, that is what they are still using. So I think when you want to bring in things like this, more especially be focused on skills, not on the paperwork, not the certificates.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dimas. In rounding up, Tipora, what do you have to say in addition to this?
Okay. More funds should be provided. And we established that, yes, funds are being sat on. A lot of funds don't get to the schools. I feel like the government should set up a body that will make sure that that money that is being allocated to those schools should get to the schools. I've seen schools where they allocated millions to them to renovate them or even rebuild some classes, and then you get back to that school 1 or 2 years later and nothing is
only
done.
found on newspapers.
Thank you. It's only documented. Nothing is there. So I feel like if that body is being set up, they would make sure that yes, that money is being put to proper use.
Yeah, I agree with you, Zipporah. All of these factors, I hope the Nigerian government will be able to put all of these things into practice.
We hope so.
Yeah, so this has brought us to the end of the session today. This podcast has been brought to you by the Street Project Foundation and Enugu Youth Entrepreneurship Network, supported by Voice. The advocacy is an articulate rant for a new Nigeria. Join the movement. With love from us, it is bye for now.
Play on, Mr. Dance.
They can press me down, they can brush me off my feet. They can even break my bones and got you know. They can even lose my nuts. They can even dismantle my body, oh. But they can never stop my voice. They can never stop our global voice, you know. They can't stop our voice, they can't stop our voice, you know. Cause you know our voice is global and you know. Even when we come and go, our voice will keep on living, you should know. They can never stop your voice, they can never stop our global voice, you know. So keep your voice global, reach high. It's your legacy when you die. You should always know that they can never stop your voice. They can never stop our global voice. So keep your voice global, reach high. It's your legacy when you die. You should always know that they can never stop our voice. They can never stop our global voice. If you can't speak, your action speaks for you. You've got no legs, you can still stand up twice as tall, you know. If you can think it, you can do it. You should know that they can never stop your voice. They can never stop our global voice, you know. Oh, sometimes we really happen, but you can say something. Oh, no, no, you should fear nothing. They can't stop your global voice, you know. They can never stop your voice. They can never stop our global voice, you know. So keep your voice global, pitch high. It's your legacy when you die. You should always know that they can never stop your voice. They can never stop our global voice, you know. So keep your voice global, pitch high. It's a legacy when you die. You should always know that they can never stop our voice. They can never stop our global voice, you know.
Play on, Mr.